Roth IRA and what it can do for you and how it could potentially save your life and your future. So let's get to it. I basically just did some numbers on my own and I'm going to spit those numbers out to you. Now, these are realistic numbers, okay? These are for someone who may not have a ton of money to dump into, a Roth IRA. I think a lot of people struggle these days. I'm one of those people. I do struggle financially, but again, I'm choosing to because I want to get out of debt. And I know a lot of people say, look, you shouldn't invest in anything until you get out of debt. Everybody has to choose their own path. I choose my path, you choose your path. All I'm going to do is give you some numbers and you figure out what works for you. I should hopefully be able to get out of all my credit card debt by the end of this year. But in the meantime, I wanted to start getting that compounding interest. So some of it cancels out, but some of it's a pro at the same time. So here's some of the numbers. Let's say that you opened a Roth IRA today at the age of 30 years old, okay? And you're able to contribute $100 a month until the age of 65, okay? Banking on, obviously with science and technology, people are living longer. So let's just say safely 65 years old. Here's the numbers you're going to come up with. Based on the compounding interest of it all, you're going to kick in right around $42,000, right? Here's where shit gets interesting. The interest phase. On a conservative return, at the age of 65, you're going to have 205 grand. That's right, $205,000. We're not done. Let's say a moderate return. So that's kind of following, I believe the S&P 500 is usually like right around 9% or so. You could potentially have $340,000, right? Now that's on top of your 401k or anything else that you have. Or if you have nothing, if you have no retirement, this is just you putting in your own retirement. We're still not done. Historical average right now is right around 10%. So you're talking $445,000. That's quite a bit of money, right? A lot of money. We're still not done. We're going to change the dates up, change the age gaps up, and give that information out. Hang on. I'm going to kick it down a notch and say, hey, look, right now I can only kick in $50 a month. Okay? $50 a month. Here's where you're at. You're looking at 7% conservative, right? You're looking $102,000. $102,000 that you put in, and I think you probably only contributed a total of roughly $21,000 by the age of 65 if you put in $50 a month. But you're going to get back $102,000. Okay, we go moderately. My calculations ended up to about $170,000, and then if you want to go historically average 10%, probably right around $215,000, $220,000. That's pretty damn good. So I'm telling you, you need to look at this Roth IRA stuff. It's the real deal. All right, hang on, we're not done. All right, we're going to say, let's say you started at the age of 45, right? And you want to retire at, let's say 60 years old. So you conservatively are going to get it back about $63,000, right? And I think my calculations were based on that $50 start, $100 a month. But either way, so you look, this is just, these are numbers. They're pretty accurate. So you're looking on a moderate, you're looking at $75,000, right? So you start at the age of 45 and you're retiring in 15 years. This is your money. Historical average, $82,000. Now let's say you stayed until the age of 65. 7% conservative. You're looking at, you went from the age of 60 to age 65. Now it goes up. You're looking right around 104 grand. Moderate 135, and the average high right now $155,000. You're still at a win. No matter what you do and what you put in for how long, you're still coming out on top. You're not losing any money. Why are you waiting? Don't wait. Get your ass out of debt and start preparing for a better life. Now remember, Roth IRAs you cannot take out until you're 59 and a half. If you take out before 59 and a half, one of two things can do. You're going to pay, I think, like a 10% penalty fee, and that you just don't want to do that. So plan. It's planning, setting your goal, walking away from it, and just let the compounding interest go. Let it go. Forget you're even doing it. Just go about your daily business. Don't. Even if you have to open up some BS email and link your deposits to that email so you don't ever check that email and you have no idea what you're putting into it, you just walk away from it and check it in a year or two. You got to remember, the power of time is what really makes the big difference in that extra money for retirement. Okay? So let's say you're in panic mode, okay? You're at the age of, here, we'll use me as an example. Let's say you're at the age of 49 years old, and you're able to max your IRA at the beginning of every year. Now, mind you, you can contribute into your IRA all the way up until April of the tax season for the following year. So today's what? It's March. But I can still contribute to 2025 before even contributing to 2026 if I wanted to. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal. But starting at the age of 49 in 2026, if you max it, okay, at the age of 60, now that's, adjusting for the, once you hit 50, you can contribute, what is it, up to like $8,500 or something like that, that catch-up phase. You're looking at a 7% conservative rate of $186,000. Say what? Yeah, $186,000. But we're not done. You go moderate, the moderate range, $212,000. $212,000. Right? On top of your pension, on top of your Social Security, and on top of your 401k. That's money you're putting in. Good job. We're not done yet. We're going historical average. 10% return rate, $237,000. $237,000 by maxing it out every year. Man, if I could go back to the age of 30, when I was 30, I was pretty broke because in law enforcement at that age, we didn't get paid shit. I still don't think we get paid that much now, but it's better than what it was. Man, I would have, if I knew, we can all say it, if I knew then what I know now, man, press this on to your kids. Press this on to younger people. Watch your debt. Try to get out of debt, especially, when you're 45, 50 years old and you want to try to live that long time retirement. You got to get out of debt first. And the numbers, they're there. Again, I had a guy make a comment saying I was throwing out a bunch of BS. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. These are the real numbers, dude. Look at it yourself. I'm not feeding crap out there. You need to look at it. So for people like me where you turn around and you're like, oh my God, what did I just do to myself? It's not over. It's never over until it's over, until you're in the ground. So You got to do it. Now, here's some key factors. There's a big advantage if you're able to drop that lump sum in at the beginning of every year. Okay, there's a big advantage to dropping it in at the beginning of the year, not paying it every month. You're looking at, contributions. So the cost of waiting could cost you, let's say on an average, 7% return rate, you're losing $10,000. Okay. $10,000 to me is a lot of money. I don't know about you, but $10,000 is a lot of money to me. On a 10% return rate, you're looking, right around $16,000. I mean, that's quite a bit of money. To me, $16,000 is a lot of money. That's just me. You may have a lot more than me. Great. I just know what I need. And you got to figure out what you need and what's best for you. If you're the one that's watching this channel, you're probably in the same shoes that I'm in. Figure out what you do when you get older. Okay? Please, take the time and do some of your own research, and don't feel like you're stuck. That's the big thing. Don't feel like you're stuck, because you're not stuck. You just have to take the time, look into it, make some smarter choices, just like me. I'm no Albert Einstein. I've made my mistakes in life, but I've also learned to fix them, and that's what I'm doing, is fixing them. But for now, I'm out. And if you have any questions and you got any comments, man, leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear your story. I would love to hear what you're doing and what's working for you. And let's all help each other. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.